going to go back and kind of look at our shear product to see what we're looking at in terms of the insides of this system right here. You can see we are seeing a little bit of breakdown in that rotation. When we, again, those reds and greens when they're close together, that's typically when we notice areas of a little bit of a spin up, but really not seeing too much here. So if anything, we could see at least a funnel cloud within the area. But again, a good idea to come inside, a good idea to be watching this as we head over the next half hour while we are watching this warning set in place. And again, this is for Mount Gilead, stretching through parts of North Bloomfield, watching right around State Route 42. So if you do know anyone in that area, maybe somebody that was planning to travel there, do make sure that you're giving them a call. Again, no hail associated with this. We are seeing a lot of rainfall, though, produced within the last few minutes. North Bloomfield definitely seeing over about half of an inch included in some of those heavier downpours stretching through the Mount Gilead area, even Ashley, Sparta, Fredericktown, seeing some of that as well. Right now, putting on Doppler 10 live radar, getting you the latest. If you're just joining us, tornado warning. This will last until 9 p.m. for Monroe County. Again, a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado, again, moving off into the northeast, right around 15 miles per hour. So definitely wind speeds upwards over 60 miles per hour produced in this. So let's put a little bit of a time lapse on this to see where this is tracking. So if we kind of zoom our radar out a bit, you can see some of this rain continuing to stretch throughout parts of the Mount Gilead area. So going to put this on a northeastward track right around 15 miles per hour. So right where that little notch is, where we are seeing that. So stretching it out to about 15 miles per hour, it's going to start moving closer towards Alta right around the 9 o'clock hour. It'll continue moving north from there, and it is going to come close to the Mansfield area. So something that definitely want to watch out for. We can't say that there will be the ingredients there for a tornado, but definitely going to see a stronger thunderstorm heading your way. Put the lightning product here on for you. As you can see, plenty of lightning within this sweep, within this warned cell. We are continuing to, it does look like we are seeing the cell fall apart, so that is good news there. Not really seeing those reds that we saw earlier, not seeing as much orange in terms of that color. So it does look like the cell is losing a little bit of energy, which we do want to see. We want to see the cell fall apart as it continues its journey off to the north, and not seeing as much lightning embedded in this system as well. Want to get you a little bit of a zoom out, as you can see throughout the area, continuing to track on and off showers and thunderstorms. Right now, more or less just shower activity. Our only thunderstorm is north of that warned cell, closer towards Shelby and just north of the Mansfield area. South of there, North Bloomfield, again, seeing some of that heavier rain. Just getting in our latest sweep. As you can see, this is continuing to move away from the Mount Gilead area. This cell right here, we are noticing this little notch closer towards State Road 42, so definitely north of that, headed towards 314, seeing some of that blinding rainfall, some gusty conditions, and that is also within that warned cell. We're going to take a look at our hail product again, see if we are seeing any, no storm reports within this area. Definitely seeing a lot of rain within the past 6 hours, at least seeing some pretty decent rainfall within some of these amounts, especially closer towards North Bloomfield, Mount Gilead, definitely seeing the potential for some localized flooding. So when you start to see those green colors, the darker green, that's definitely when we're starting to see a few areas of ponding along the roadways. Not seeing any hail within this, so that is good news. Not seeing any areas of small hail, even though it can't be rolled out, but our radar not picking up on that. So let's get back to live Doppler radar, where we are continuing to watch this tornado warned cell continuing to move north of Mount Gilead towards North Bloomfield. We got this latest update at 8 o'clock, and we'll continue to watch this for you as we head closer towards the 9 p.m. hour. You can see some heavy rain within this. We are continuing to see some blinding rain, not really seeing as much lightning. So that is good news that this cell is continuing to fall apart. We're going to continue to watch this tornado warned cell move off into the north, and it seems like it is losing intensity. So that is something we want to see here. We want to see this be able to fall apart and just be basically a rainmaker for us. All right, Doppler 10 live radar as we continue to track a tornado warned cell in the Monroe County area. So if you do live in that area, just tuning in to 10 TV, keep in mind, you want to make sure you are in the lowest level of your home. You're within a safe place. Make sure you do have maybe a few pillows around you, definitely in the center of your home as we continue to watch for the potential of a tornado within this area. We got this in from the National Weather Center not too long ago. And this will last until about the 9 p.m. hour for the potential there of a warned cell within the Monroe County area. Zooming out a bit, you can see this is all part of a line that has been continuing to produce showers and thunderstorms throughout the day today and especially throughout the evening. Right now, it looks like just about 2 faint lightning strikes north of the Mansfield area, south of Shelby. Norm's Bluesfield now seeing some lighter rain. We are continuing to see this continue to push off to the north. So right now, County Road 29 is included in this warning. If you are in the area and see damage after the warning is over, feel free to send us pictures. You can send that to 614-460-3345. And again, right now is not the time. If you are in that warned box, you definitely want to make sure you are staying inside and you make sure you are staying safe. But when the threat is over, when that threat does move from your area, we do want to make sure that you do send us any photos of any damage that you are seeing throughout parts of Monroe County. All right, we're just getting a latest update in here from the National Weather Service. We have watched this spot inch a little bit more to the east and to the north, so no longer Mount Gilead in that area of warning. We're seeing Jug Corners included in that. Township Road 87 is continuing in some of this area. And really, we're watching for this notch right here. That's typically where we start to see a little bit of instability and where we can see the threat of a potential tornadic activity. Again, that's right along State Road 19 and 42 at that intersection right there. I'm going to zoom in a little closer so you guys can see. All right, this is within our latest update of that warning. Again, this is moving off to the north and west. As of the latest update, the new information that we got, this will last until about 9 o'clock. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm. It's capable of producing a tornado. It was located 7 miles southwest of Lexington, 8 miles east of Mount Gilead. And again, moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So for you guys just joining us, let's put another track on this system. We are continuing to see this move off into the north and east as we've been on the air with you. Put a track on this. Right, it's going to continue to move closer to Hanley Village. If this does hold together, that is, a lot of times, of course, we continue to see these systems fall apart. So it will be closer towards the Hanley Village area right around 8:58, right in time for that warning to expire. But right now, we are continuing to watch for the conditions in the Monroe County area. Let's go back, and again, I want to take another scan at this to kind of see our winds and how they're working in the upper layers of the atmosphere. We'll kind of get a good idea of our wind product and be able to see what our winds are rotating at in the upper layers of this cell. And that kind of gives us a good idea of how intense this could be. In areas of Monroe County. All right, continuing to zoom out, you can see some pretty blinding rain moving right along 42, especially going northbound, south of North Bloomfield. This is included in that tornado warning for parts of Monroe County. We just got this latest update as of the 8:30 hour. This will last until about 9 o'clock, so we are going to stay here with you as we continue to track the system moving off into the north and east. Again, not seeing any lightning within this upcoming cell. You can see the warning there. Closer to the west of Bellefield, to the south of North Bloomfield, and of course has moved out of the Mount Gilead area. Has definitely put down a lot of rain for us over the past 6 hours, at least when you start to see those green colors and the darker green. That's when we are seeing areas over ½ of an inch, close to an inch of rain. So definitely localized flooding a problem within this. We haven't seen any hail, so let's take a latest check on our hail product, and we're still continuing not to see any hail within that product. Latest look at Doppler 10 radars, continuing to see some very heavy rain, again, pushing off into the north and east. Want to get kind of another scan on this so you at home can kind of get an idea of the direction that this is moving. We've seen a lot of these cells throughout the day today moving off into the north and east of Ohio, producing some pretty strong thunderstorms. This is the first tornado warning we've had within the central Ohio area. And again, it has moved out of parts of Mount Gilead and is continuing to move closer to areas south of North Bloomfield, Jugs Corner, included in the corner of this. But really what we're watching out for is this little notch, which we've started to see less and less as we've continued to see our latest scans here. So again, seeing a little bit of decreasing in this system. We'll put a little bit of a stop on it. All right, here's what we're continuing to watch. We've seen the reds kind of fade off, so that's good news there. We are seeing a little bit of weakening within the system. As of the latest update, if you're just tuning in, again, tornado warning for parts of Monroe County. We are seeing this is located about 7 miles southwest of Lexington, 8 miles east of Mount Gilead, and moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. This is radar indicated, so we do not have anyone on the ground confirming that there is a tornado within the area, but we definitely have the ingredients. This is a time that you definitely want to make sure that you are in your shelter because the possibility of flying debris is definitely something that we are watching out for in systems like this. We could see damage to roofs, windows, vehicles. Tree damage is definitely likely. Definitely want to make sure if you aren't right now moving to a basement, an interior room, the lowest level of your floor, if you happen to be in a mobile home, make sure you are finding some sturdy shelter. Make sure you're finding maybe a mattress, some pillows to be able to cover your body with, protect, of course, your head and face. I want to make sure you're protecting from any flying debris within the area because we are continuing to track some pretty gusty conditions within this. No hail reported within this yet, but we are continuing to see some very heavy rain in our latest scan, continuing just to take it off to the north. So zooming back in this area south of North Bloomfield, continuing to watch this tornado warned cell. Continuing to push off into the northeast at 15 miles per hour, going to be heading closer towards Jugs Corner here, I'd say within the next half hour, 20 minutes or so. Where we are looking at some of this potential is now starting to kind of fade off. We are seeing lower potential in terms of that instability. So that's good news there. But we are going to keep that threat around at least until 9 o'clock within the next 20 minutes before we let this warning go. And of course, I'm observing the National Weather Service to see if they let this expire any earlier. Earlier, this was in the Mount Gilead area. It has now moved off into the north and east, so we are continuing to track this cell as it moves off to the north. So again, let's put a little bit of a track on it. So as we continue to time this out with you, moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. So it takes it closer towards the Mansfield area. This system, if it does hold together, will be closer towards Mansfield at 9:08. So again, continuing to watch for that threat of severe potential continue as we make our way over the next half hour or so. Closer towards Alta at 9:01, and then we'll continue moving off to the north closer towards 8:45. And again, this is for parts of Monroe County. We're continuing to watch this, again, move away from parts of central Ohio. Live radar continuing to see a lot of rainfall. Want to turn on our lightning here as we've seen some lightning within this. Right now, not looking at too much, just really kind of looking at the possibility of a brief funnel cloud or a spin up in this tornado warned cell. You can see the box right here stretching in parts of Monroe County and continuing to move off into the north and east. So far, Mansfield just seeing some heavy rain. So this is the only severe potential that we're watching for as of the 8:41 hour is this area in Monroe County that is seeing a possibility of a tornado or at least a funnel cloud within it. Within this warning, we do have the possibility for some small hail. Again, our latest scan going back to it, not really seeing it throughout the area, but that potential is there. We are seeing severe thunderstorm capable winds, which is up to 60 miles per hour, definitely pushing that limit. And we do have the possibility of this cell producing a tornado as we make our way throughout the 9 p.m. hour. This is just south of North Bloomfield, so if you are tuning in, we're continuing to watch this area for the potential of a tornado. This is a tornado-warned cell that we're continuing to watch. Still has a little bit of that V-notch that we usually see in these systems where there is a severe potential, so we're kind of waiting for that to fade away. We're waiting for that warned area to no longer be an impact. We're not seeing any lightning within this, and really kind of have to zoom out to be able to see any within the northeastern Ohio area. Mansfield dealing with some heavier rain right now. Galion also seeing some, you can see North Bloomfield seeing some heavy rain, pretty much blinding rain closer towards the Shock area. Township Road 87, this is all north of you. Want to get a close zoom in on where we're seeing some of the heaviest rain. Again, County Road 29 stretching back through Township Road 79. So again, all to the east of West Point, east of State Road 19, up State Road 42. So it's really riding up along State Road 42, continuing this journey off into the north. And Jugs Corner now just starting to see some of that heavier rain as the system continues inching off to the north in this tornado warned area. Again, if you are tuning in, this is a tornado warning. This popped up right around 8 o'clock. We've been continuing to watch this move off into the north and east over the past few minutes here, and we are continuing to wait for the latest update from the National Weather Service to see if this system no longer needs to be warned on. Again, no lightning within this. We are seeing some pretty hefty downpours. We are seeing the potential for a little bit of that spin up within the area south of North Bloomfield and Monroe County. Turning on our velocity product. So again, what we look at when we start to see a little bit of rotation, we are seeing a little bit of those reds and greens together. So the possibility is there, but if anything, it's definitely going to be on the weaker end of any of that spin. Want to read the latest advisory for you. Again, this is a tornado warning. This will last until about 9 o'clock. For Monroe County, a severe thunderstorm is moving through the area, capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles south of Lexington, continuing to move off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. If you are listening, you want to make sure you are taking cover. You're moving to a basement, an interior room, something that will definitely keep you safe. Getting a greater look at our radar, you can see we've continued to watch this cell move off to the north. It was in the Delaware area where it was just a thunderstorm a bit earlier, has moved throughout parts of Ashley. Mount Gilead was included in that tornado warning a bit earlier, and now we're continuing to watch this cell just take a trip up basically State Road 42, where it does have the possibility of producing or touching down a tornado, especially as we make our way throughout the 9 p.m. hour. So that's when this advisory will lift, is 9 p.m. That's when the safe time is that you can go outside unless advised otherwise. But if you are in parts of Monroe County, you definitely want to make sure you are in an interior room, make sure you're on the lowest level. If you do live in a mobile home, you definitely want to make sure you are keeping yourself safe by protecting yourself with pillows, blankets, even a mattress, and making sure you're in the most interior room of your home. Let's take another look at a few of our products. So again, no hail included in this, but we could see the possibility of some very small hail that maybe our radar is not picking up on. Latest velocity scan, again, not looking overly impressive, but we are seeing at least a little bit of a spin there within our radar to be able to warn for this cell included within it. I want to go back to some of that rainfall. We've seen some pretty hefty rainfall rates over the past 12 hours. Been seeing rain and a few thunderstorms pretty much all day. Galion seeing rain over half of an inch, closer towards an inch, so is North Bloomfield. So definitely some localized flooding in a few of these systems we've seen throughout the day today. Again, we do have a tornado warning. This is for parts of the Monroe County. Want to get that box up on here. So south of North Bloomfield. Again, this will last until about 9 o'clock, so still have another 13 minutes or so left on this latest advisory. It is now continuing to move closer towards Jugs Corner, which is just in the corner of that advisory. Shock is included in this south of North Bloomfield. So I want to see the areas that we are seeing some of that heavier rain. Again, this is moving up State Road 314, State Road 42 is what we've been seeing for the past 45 minutes or so, this cell continuing its journey off into the north and east. Let's put another track on this, especially the area we are seeing some of the heaviest of the rain, the heaviest of the wind. So again, this system is moving off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. All right, going to be closer towards Little Washington at 9:10. This heavy rain, 9:14, East Mansfield. And again, that's if this system does hold together, we'll start to see some of that potential reach the East Mansfield area, Hanley Village as well by the 9 o'clock hour. So far, we're waiting from confirmation from the National Weather Service to see if this does need another advisory or does need extended. But so far, it does seem all conditions are starting to fall apart and is starting to move out of the warned area of parts of Monroe County. We've been tracking this since about 8 o'clock this evening when this advisory was in place. And this was for the possibility of a tornado warned cell. So the possibility of a tornado within this area. Again, something that's definitely going to be on the lower end, but something that we want to make sure that you guys are staying safe for. All right, we actually have a traffic camera within this area, so let's take a look at that real quick. This is I-71 at State Road 61. You can definitely see a few of those clouds, a few of those scud clouds within the area. So if you can see in the background, the very top of your screen, just kind of right at the horizon, when you start to see a few of those clouds kind of peeking down almost like fingers from the sky, that's definitely a funnel cloud there. For a tornado, it has to be on the ground. But a few of those clouds that are kind of reaching south, those are called scud clouds. So basically some funnel clouds that we're seeing within the area. So far, it does look like things are dark skies. It is dry though throughout that camera there. And again, if you are within a safe distance of this area, so Mount Gilead, you are away from that threat. If you do have any photos of storm damage, feel free to send that on to us. Of course, we'd share that during our newscast, or at least love to investigate those photos for you, of course, for greater research. Right now, we're continuing to track this tornado warned cell within parts of Monroe County. This is moving off into the north and east. Again, moving just south of North Bloomfield, but North Bloomfield now seeing some pretty heavier rain. You're kind of skating by on that a little bit earlier. No lightning within this cell, which kind of goes to say that it is on the weaker side. When we see lightning, it kind of means a more intense system. But again, still a tornado warning for parts of Monroe County throughout the 9 o'clock hour that we're going to continue to track this for you, or at least until that advisory is set to expire. So we are watching for the possibility of this severe thunderstorm or this strong thunderstorm produce those characteristics. We have continued to see things start to kind of settle down and fall apart as we've made our way throughout the last few scans. So again, waiting for that confirmation from the National Weather Service to see that this cell no longer has the threat of producing a tornado as it moves off into the north and east. Right now, this warning does contain parts of Township Road 87, parts of Shock as well, moving off to the north. Jugs Corner now seeing some heavier rain. And look how we're starting to see the system kind of split into another sign of weakening there on our latest scan. And again, no lightning within this. We haven't seen any hail for the past 45 minutes. And you can see on your screen here kind of another view within that area. Doesn't look like the roadways are wet at all, but we are continuing to watch for some very gusty conditions, wind speeds over 60 miles per hour. If you do know anybody out in the roadways there, make sure you're giving them a call. If you do live within this warned cell, tell them, hey, it's time to come home. Want to make sure you are in the basement, the lowest level of your house. Make sure you are state protected at least until 9 o'clock or until we give you an update. All right, and we just got that update in. They did expire that tornado warning for Monroe County, so we are going to wait for this box to fade off, but it is confirmed that tornado threat is over for parts of Monroe County. Of course, we'll have another update on the forecast on our Facebook Live throughout the evening. If need be, if we do see any more advisories, watches, or warnings, we'll make sure to jump right on. And we also have our newscast at 11. Hopefully you'll join us then.